After I said I wasn't gonna, I decided to go ahead and do it. This would be your quick introduction to how to use your brand spanking new iPhone, although it's not brand spanking new, it's slightly used. But anyway, you already know most of how this works from having the iPad for years. You got your button here. This has got the fingerprint home button, and it's got the fingerprint sensor on it. It is not set up, and the iPhone is probably going to harass you about that from time to time to set it up. But honestly, I don't use it on my iPad either. I've got this set up with the same passcode on your iPad. That's just what I'd use. Your power button is over here, turns the screen on. You've got your volume buttons over here, volume down, volume up. This little button right here, I don't think you have on the iPad. Pretty sure you don't. This is a toggle switch to mute all the sounds on the phone. So if you're in a meeting or something like that, or church or whatever, you can just flick this. You see how it's kind of orange in there? That means you have no sound. And when you can flick it back, and then it turns the sounds on. I don't know if you can hear it buzzing. When you enable this, it vibrates in your hand to let you know it's on vibrate mode. So it's easy to forget that this is on. If it is, your phone won't ring, it will buzz. Text will only buzz. You got to just remember to flick that back off if you want it to ring like normal. See how it's silver there? Orange when it's on. So that's the basic outside of the phone. Press the button, press home to open. I've already put in your PIN code, so it didn't ask for it. So all this stuff you're more or less familiar with. If you want to make a phone call, actually, that's how you make the phone call, but I'll show you how to check your track phone minutes. Star 777 star 1 pound call. Then it'll give you a little message. You have 3,917 minutes, 977 messages. That's text messages. You have 890 megs of data. That's just short of 1 gig. I bought you 1 gig put on here. It doesn't give you the airtime expiration date on here, but I do know from talking to the reps yesterday, it's December of next year. So you hit dismiss. If you wanted to call me, let's say, if you know the number directly, you can just dial it on the pad here. If you don't, click contacts, and up here, you can just type in my name, and I've got 2 of them in here. Obviously, that's my cell phone. The bottom one's my iPad. If you don't know who you're looking for, you can just scroll through. Oops, cancel out of that. You can just scroll through your contacts till you find whoever you're looking for. If you wanted to add a new contact, you'd hit the plus sign up here, and you'd put in all the data that you wanted. Cancel, and then again to go back to just the regular dialer, you hit keypad, and then there is that. If you want to see your call log, click on recents, and here it'll show all the missed calls, all the outgoing calls. This is when I called you twice. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just call me. See, and it knows that's my cell phone. And then you'll see this outgoing call in your call log under recents as soon as it connects. And this is as good a time as any if we don't want to enable Wi-Fi calling. Call failed. I'm in the kitchen here. I don't have a good signal here in the kitchen. Try it again over here. So you've got the little mute thing up here if you wanted to mute it so you could talk bad about me, and then unmute it so you could go back to your conversation with me. Press the red button to end the call, and that's pretty much it. Now if you go to recents, you'll see that there was 4 calls placed to me as I finally got in an area of my house where I had a good signal. If you wanted to, okay, I'll just call him back. You can just tap on it there, go ahead and automatically call back. What's another little trick here? If you click on a keypad and you just hit the green button twice, it'll automatically redial the last number that you dialed. And that's kind of handy sometimes. And that's calling in a nutshell. Press the home button, go back to here, and your in-call volume, of course, will be controlled by your up and down buttons here. Let's see, text messaging, messages, see. Oh, see, there's Jim Cummins' iPad and my cell, so you're going to see if I'm messaging you from my iPad, you'll see it there. If I'm going to text you from my cell phone, you'll see it there. That way you'll know which one I'm using. And these were tests that I was sending back and forth from my phone to yours. And when you see how over here it's green, that means also that it's my cell phone. That means it's going through the cell phone carrier. And we'll just go ahead and open this up. You see how here my messages are blue. You're going to get pop-ups from time to time asking you various stuff. Anyway, you see here my messages are blue. That means it's using data. It's using iMessage to deliver the text. Nothing's really a big deal. Occasionally you'll get messages from TrackPhone, saying, hey, download our app, blah, blah, blah. I did, but it doesn't work very well. If you wanted to send a new text, same thing as you've been doing. You just hit your little compose button up here. Who do you want to send it to? We'll send it to Mama. Okay, and see here, it's got her two different ways. This is her iMessage address. This is her cell phone. She always uses her cell phone. We'll do, oops. That's the address block. We want to type it down here in the message block. Test from Smyrna, whatever. Click back. You can go back. Abby will probably respond here in a minute. And here in the upper left, you see your signals, TFW, TrackPhone wireless. The waves there mean the iPhone's hooked to my Wi-Fi right now. We'll have to hook it up to yours when you get it. That little arrow thing, black arrow, that means that GPS services are on. The little squiggly lines means Bluetooth's on, and then that thing up there is your battery indicator. I think I've got your mail set up. Yep, your mail's set up. And for some of your easy controls on here, I don't use this on the iPad, but on the iPhone it's very handy. Put your thumb down here by the home button and then swipe up and you get your control center. Here you can easily turn off your Bluetooth, which I would probably leave off. You can turn off your Wi-Fi here if you want to. Turn it back on. This green one is your cell phone service. So if you want to cut off your data and your text, you can cut that off. Or if you're on the airplane, cut it all off right there. Airplane mode. If you're really worried about your battery life and you know you're not going to be using your phone for a while, just click airplane mode. That might work better than shutting it off. It'll be faster to re-enable everything. A couple of really handy things on here. If you're running low on battery, see this battery button here? You tap that and it turns on low power mode on the iPhone. And your battery indicator now is yellowish orange. And that means it has stopped all unnecessary functions to save your battery. We'll leave that on. This one here that looks like a flashlight is a flashlight. And I use this on my phone all the time. It's one of the best parts about cell phones, honestly, is that you have a flashlight on you all the time. See? And they're fairly bright. So that's a good thing to know about this. You got quick access to your calculator if you want it. Press your home button and you swipe up. There's that flashlight. So you never have to be digging for a flashlight if you got your phone on you. Just use that It's like one of the best things ever about cell phones. Let me turn the lights back on. If you wanted to lower or increase your volume here, if you're playing music, which you won't, you can do it here easy. This is the screen brightness. Turn it up, turn it down, whatever looks right to you. And you got quick access to your camera right there. Ka-ching. Sure. Okay, and then you take pictures. You already know this routine. Okay, so that's some about the control center. What else? What else? What else? FaceTime, you know. Waze. Open up Waze. I've got your home address set in here. I think I've got Jennifer's address set in here. This is pretty handy. No, we don't need that. Okay, yep, and we know we're at Gatsby House. Let's just say, okay, let's just say you're going to Jennifer's house, or you're going anywhere. Click the little magnifying glass here. Okay, where to? Well, there's your home address. Maybe you want to go home, but not right now. Click on favorites. Okay, so I did. This is Jennifer's address. Click on here, and they won't do a route over 1,000 miles. But for you, this won't be a problem because it'll only be, what, 60 miles. Well, let's say I wanted to go to the YMCA down the road. Type in YMCA, and it's going to show me all the ones that are close. Centennial Hills, this is the one we go to. It's going to say it's closed. Yeah, we don't care. Click go. And why is everything hard? Let's try that again. Centennial Hills. Go. Okay. And it's going to give you a route estimate. 12 minutes. We'll get there at 9:02. It's 5.9 miles away. Click go now. And then in blue, it will give you the route to get there. And really, using Waze is just about kind of messing with it. Hit your magnifying glass, click home. Yep, it's a new drive. I want to go home, but I can't because it's more than 1,000 miles away. You won't have that message come when you go to use it. There's also Apple Maps, which I'm not super familiar with. Abby doesn't usually use it. Search for a place or address. Oh, let's see if it'll... Oh, Root House. Okay. Directions. Whew, kind of a long drive. This one doesn't have the 1,000-mile limit on it, though. Oh, it's only 23 hours and 26 minutes. I could make that by 9 o'clock tomorrow night, if I start now. Okay, 1,637 miles on I-70 East. It's going to tell me tolls are required. This is the fastest route. Let's click go. I don't know, Apple Maps might work better for you than Waze. Oh. Well, look at that. She's even talking to you. So you might want to try Apple Maps. Might work out all right. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then even though I've minimized it, it's still going to give you directions up here at the top. But let's go ahead and kill that. Get rid of it all. Okay. I put the apps that you don't really use much over here on the second page. Here's the track phone app, but it's fairly worthless. I messed with it earlier. It doesn't even show this SIM card on your account because that's not the SIM card. So I don't know what's going on. I think that's about all. This is a nice little overview here. So I can't think of anything else. Hopefully it works out well for you. I think you'll enjoy it once you start using it. And if you have questions, let me know. This video will always be here as a reference to. Bye.